guys want to take a walk with me on my property. So on last Friday, I had a backhoe delivered that I rented for a loader backhoe that I had delivered for a week. And today is Wednesday, and I've got a lot done. This is probably the least, just a little extra widening on that road right there to get that. I was gonna tear it out over there, but technically it's not my property. Somebody else owns this, so I'm not gonna screw with it too much. Secondly, which I'm really gonna appreciate in the spring, I dug a hole right here that I'm gonna fill with rocks and make a pool. I dammed it right here. Going this direction is a pipe. This is the drainage that I get all my water for the year from. Water comes down here, and it's such a pain in the butt to suck water out of it because there's no like pool there to stick the pump hose in. So I'm gonna build me my own pool to be able to pump water out in the spring. That'll make my life a lot easier then. All right, next, this is probably a lot of the work. I came in here and I dug this hillside out, parked my RV against it, and basically dug out the size of the RV in that area. That just opens up the road right here so that I can drive by it and stuff. Before I did this, I could barely get my truck through there, so there you go. It's really nice because this is like I don't know if it's granite, but it's really degraded granite. It's not very, but it'll definitely be a good retaining wall. I'm not worried about any of that sloughing off and collapsing. If it does, well, it would be a worse collapse than if it was just dirt. But next, I did the road right here and did the road right here. Got myself a couple extra feet on the side. It's gonna make it really nice when I'm plowing in the winter and I have to get out of my truck. I can hop out on that side and I can, you know, won't be standing on the side of the bank slipping and falling in the snow. So see, I dug a little bit of that out. I'm really happy with the way this road turned out, man. It's really beautiful. So the road took a little while, a little bit of digging, a little bit of handwork. I have to bring in my truck and park it here in the winter sometimes so I can plug my RV in. So I dug out a little bit extra right there. Just give me a turning radius so I can back in here. That'll be super nice. Super excited about that because it's always such a pain in the butt to get in there. Cleaned out my shed. My shed was right here and we moved it to over here. That was a huge pain in the butt. I actually kind of broke my shed. Anyways, this is all the stuff that was in the shed. So we'll show you that in a second. Next, which I won't show you all the way down, but my road. That road hasn't been maintained probably 10 years before I came here, if not longer. Spent hours on this road all the way down. My driveway is at least over a quarter mile, all the way down to where it meets the main road. I dug out the high spots. It used to go like this and be turned and twisted, and I took the backhoe and scooped out the high spots and then took the loader and flattened it out. Because what happens is in the wintertime when you're coming and you go over one of those, it turns you and it wants to push you one way or the other. Some of the stuff wanted to push me off the side of the mountain. I also cleared out a huge corner where it was the worst part of the road. It was the first big corner coming uphill, and I used to get stuck there. I've been stuck there every year since I've lived here, and you almost go off the side of the hill. It's really scary. It's a really bad spot, and I'm glad that I got that taken care of. It should be really nice. I built a berm up against the edge of the hill where I normally almost slide off. So this is the bad boy I rented. This is a Case 580 SN loader, air conditioned, heaters, heated seats. The thing's been a beast, man. It's been awesome. So in moving my shed, we did screw this up a little bit. The way I did it is I took big thick bind straps and wrapped them around the bottom. I bought this shed for $1,000 from Home Depot. It's a pretty cheap piece of shit. But anyways, I wrapped that thing around and then I pulled it forward with the bucket. Hooked the straps on those hooks right there, and then just pulled it from over there and pulled it down here, picked it up and twisted with the backhoe and turned it around. But anyways, I'll show you some of the damage I did. One of the things is I just busted the door, which I don't really care because I screwed the door open, but this one's a little bit of a bigger issue. Kind of broke the corner off, but I'll figure out a way to put that back together. Lastly, I did a little bit of work down here. So this used to be a hillside, steep drop off, and that whole area was, you know, sloped on both sides, and it was unusable for any, you know, reasonable purpose, other than a trail to walk down to get somewhere else. So I brought the skid load or the backhoe in, got this all dug out. This was scary coming up because the loader has the backhoe on the back of it, and when you're driving up this way, I was coming up and it gets so steep as at one point you start to tip back like that. My front wheels came off the ground. I almost flipped the whole loader over. That was super scary. Went back down, got a scoop of dirt, and made my way back up. But this is a super steep slope. I think it would be fine for my truck or my Subaru even. But yeah, it was a scary deal. Thought it was the end, and so the wheel started to come off the ground, and I freaking slammed it into reverse and hit reverse, and it went like that, and I was able to drive back down. But that was almost a $150,000 mistake, because that's how much those loaders are. I assume I would have had to pay for it. All right, down here we got a lot more handwork to do. I didn't get done everything that I wanted to do, unfortunately. My hope was to dig out this area over here, but just the physics of it with the loader, it didn't work. And that loader is huge, and down here is a very small space. I mean, I'm just spinning in circles, trying to get stuff done. I did add a parking spot right there. It's gonna take a ton of handwork to get that flattened out, but that's the best I could do. And then we got the road, and then we're gonna take and, you know, probably do a little bit of handwork on this, but not too much. This area right here, I'll probably put a pergola or something, or maybe like those Costco pergolas, or, you know, outdoor spaces. But yeah, this is the first thing I did when I got here. I drove down here and started doing this. So it's been a lot of work. You can tell I'm sweaty, I'm red, I'm hot. But I'm excited. The main purpose I got that for was to add my second shipping container to my property, and I almost bought a couple tractors. Anyways, I spent tons of time going back and forth. Finally decided, by the way, I quit smoking. Climbing up that hill, no problem. If I was still smoking, that would have been awful. I would have been going whew. But anyways, so I have this container here, getting a second container here. It's gonna run parallel with this one, and the plan is when it gets here, it's gonna have doors open then this way, and an end door here. That's gonna be my woodshed. Eventually I'll build trusses from that one to that one, and it'll be a building. But for now, whew, man, I did a lot of work. I'm super excited. I'm super happy. Thanks for joining me and sharing my story. I've been up here a long time. This is the first major work I've done, and I'm blessed to have a job that provided me the money to be able to rent this thing. By the way, this thing, $1,050 to rent for a week, plus delivery, plus gas. All in, I think I'll be under $2,000. And I bet I've done $15,000 to $20,000 worth of work. Not a bad deal. Join me next time for more fun on the mountain, guys.